Welcome to SVM's Blitz for Week 8 of the high school football season. This is the Three Rivers edition. I'm Dan Woessner alongside Christopher Heimerman and Patrick Petrosky, and we'll take you around the 4 games in the area in the Three Rivers this week. Our first Three Rivers game features the Amboy Clippers at 2-5 going to Fulton to play the 3-4 Fulton Steamers. The Clippers had their playoff hopes dashed last week with a tough 36-28 loss to the Bureau Valley Storm. The key for the Clippers this season has been Jason Bonds, especially the last 3 or 4 weeks. He rushed for another over 200 yards again last week. Unfortunately, it kind of came too late. They weren't able to find their offensive identity until about the midway through the season, and by that point they had already lost 3 games, put them in a bad spot. Fulton is coming off a 57-6 win over Riverdale. They've rolled the last 2 weeks. Riverdale's winless this year. The week before they beat winless Princeton pretty handily. The Steamers do have a nice mix on offensive speed with Devin Keel and then power with Austin Reaganweather. It makes them a tough team. I think this is going to be a close game. I'll give it to Fulton. Being at home, I'll give them that 3-point line edge. Fulton wins 30-27.
Next up in the Three Rivers, we've got 3-4 Bureau Valley heading to Port Byron to take on the 0-7 Riverdale Rams. BV is getting hot at the right time. This one, honestly, I look at this as kind of our gimme of the week. All the Three Rivers teams we've covered of late have been taking care of business convincingly against Riverdale. And, BV, this time of the year, this is when you want to be playing your best football. That's the case. They've got one of the premier athletes in the area in quarterback Parker Newhalfen. He ranks 5th in the area in both rushing with 675 yards on 115 carries and in passing with 750 yards, including 7 touchdown passes. Riverdale does have a horse in Terry White, and he's going to get his at some point in this football game, but I still like BV convincingly, 49-13.
Next up in the Three Rivers, we have ErieProphetstown visiting Morse and Mustangs. Morrison is coming off a large 34-point loss to Rock Ridge last week. It doesn't look any better for them this week with the Panthers coming to town. ErieProphetstown lost the conference championship last week after Newman had a ferocious comeback and won 54-38 over the Panthers. The 4-headed monster they have in the backfield of Nick Williams, Jordan Chandler, Chris Bauer, and Ethan Howard, who are all in the top 20 of the area rushing, are going to come out swinging. ErieProphetstown is going to get this one easily, 44-7.
We wrap it up with a Three Rivers crossover game as the Newman Comets, sitting at 6-1, go to Sherrard to play the 3-4 Tigers. Newman dug deep last week after falling down 30-7 to ErieProphetstown early to beat the Panthers 54-38. The Comets rushed for 355 yards in that game, averaging 10 yards a rush, and they've seemed to figure out the right mix in the backfield in big games, giving Jake Snow, Brady Rude, and Elliot Jensen the bulk of the carries. With that offense kind of figured out now who they want to give the ball to, they're going to be dangerous for the next 2 weeks and then into the playoffs. Sherrard is coming off a 32-26 loss to Kewanee. They nearly made up a 13-point deficit in the last 3.5 minutes, but quarterback Clayton Bjornstrom, yeah, that's how you say it was intercepted in the end zone with a minute left. But he did throw for 118 yards and 2 TDs. Pass defense hasn't always been the Comets' strength. I think he will get some yards in this game, but I think Newman wins 34-22.